Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, in this review, I am going to take a look at the brand new REKON 7 Pro Long Range. Now, you're probably wondering, REKON 7 Pro Long Range. Steve, didn't you review that drone already? Well, I did. I reviewed it, I think about a year ago. There was the analog version. This version has the brand new, very expensive DJI O3 camera up front. I'll turn it around. There's the O3 camera. And it also has the DJI O3 recording system, so you can record video through this camera at 4K 60 frames per second. So other than the inclusion of the DJI O3 system, it is still the same fantastic quad. Now, if you're not aware, this is one of my favorite quads on the market. When I go out flying quads and I'm not around people because this thing is scary, I like to use this one to go explore my surroundings. The reason I say when I'm not around people is because it has 7-inch props, it has super powerful motors, it's very scary. If you bounce this into the ground accidentally, it has so much momentum that it's just going to fly up and just go haphazardly anywhere. So big things like this I like to keep close to me, not into me, but close to me so that I don't injure other people, and I do that by not flying around other people with this thing. What makes this quad so awesome is that it's well tuned and it has every feature you'd want in a quad. And look at the frame on this thing. It is massively thick, completely made out of carbon fiber. It does run on 6S power, and I like to run these quads on an 1800 6S battery. There's the size of that battery. You can see it right there, hands off. It's quite large, but you can also run it on a 3200 6S, and apparently it works well, but I've never tried it. And you can also run it on a 4000 6S, and I've never tried it. The reason I've never tried these very heavy batteries is because it makes this extremely heavy, so that's a lot of momentum and power you have flying through the air. If something goes wrong, ouch. In addition to the 7-inch props, in addition to the DJI O3 system, in addition to the 6S power, this version still has the Crossfire Diversity receiver right here, and you can move the antenna up front, which I would suggest if you're going to film out of this camera, then move this antenna out of the way. Not only that, it still has the F7 flight controller that was tuned so well before, and when you fly this, if you've never flown the REKON 7 Pro, the first thing everybody says when they fly it is, my God, it is tuned so well for a quad this size. It's very smooth flyer. Still has the M80 GPS at the back. This thing here gets satellites really quick, and you can use iNav with this. It still has the finder beeper up front just in case you crash and your battery disconnects or your battery dies and you land and you can't find your drone. Trust me, that happens a lot. This thing will beep like there's no tomorrow. You'll find it easily. Now I'm going to show you the flight footage right now, and since I have the Crossfire Diversity receiver in it, I had to use a Crossfire module, and I attached the Crossfire module right here to my Boxer Radio Master radio. And since it is the DJI O3 system in it, I had to use digital goggles, so I've got the DJI goggles 2, but if you wanted to, you could use DJI goggles version 2. I've got 2 sets of them back up there. You could use one of those and it will work just fine. But here's the video, check it out. So I'm on location at my local beach. Normally this white stuff would not be here. If you look far back there, you can see the Ottawa River. The snow is melting because spring is here. So I'm going to take the REKON 7 Pro Long Range and fly around this area and just check out what the area is like at this time of the year. Oh, time out. One more thing. I do have a GoPro Hero 11 Mini on the front just to grab some extra footage so I could switch between this camera and the DJI O3 camera up front. And I am using the 1800 milliamp hour 6-cell LiPo battery. It's going to get me some flight time, but I don't know how much. But anyways, let's go. Now, if you look back here, when I take off, I don't know if you can see it, there's trees on either side. I got to get through those, and same as when I come back and land. So this should be interesting. Plug in the battery, get this ready to go. There we go, 6S battery. She is good. And I will turn on the mini GoPro. Yep, and she beeps. She's good. So everything is powered on with the drone. GoPro's on, the battery's all connected, everything else. The GPS just has to get the satellites. I'll see it in my goggles, and then we're ready to go. All right, I'm looking at my phone because I have my phone attached to the goggles, and I can see in the top right-hand corner, there's a flashing 6. That means I have 6 satellites. So I don't know how many satellites you need to arm, but it's good to get at least, 8 or 9, but we'll see what we have right now. The satellites are only just to point back to where home is and the GPS rescue. Goggles going on. So the area I'm in right now is surrounded by trees, and it looks like I can't get more. There's 6 or 7 satellites. You can see it in the top right. And what I'm going to do is, so I can make it through these trees here, I'm going to fly in angle mode to get up and out. And then when I get through the trees, I'm going to crank it into acro mode. So here we go. Oh, she arms nice. It says rescue mode is non-applicable because I only have 7 satellites, so I have to stay close. Do you see that on the screen? So obviously for GPS rescue you need more than 7, so I can't go over the water too much then. All right, let's go. This is angle mode, so I can fly nice and slow through all that. There we go.
Flight mode acro.
So this should be acro mode? Geez, it didn't do much of a change when I switched into acro. Let me just make sure I'm in acro. Yep, that's acro. All right, so I was down here surrounded by those trees. My satellite's still going nuts and I'm still getting the warning that GPS rescue is non-applicable. Oh, look in the top right. I need 8 satellites for GPS rescue to actually work. So I should have taken off with 8. So it thinks home point is someplace over here because obviously it's not back where I started off. They got the 8 satellites around here someplace. Eee, I don't know. I'm a little leery about flying with no GPS rescue. I'm just going to keep it very mild today, guys. But you can see from up in the sky, look at that. Look at the melting is happening. Pretty soon this will be all beach sand and people can come down and go swimming, which would be cool. All right, let's come down nice and low here. Miss all these wires and posts. Ah, so beautiful to fly in the morning. And my arrow does point back to where home point is, so I never have to worry about where home is. Coming low, miss all the trees. If you want to know how fast I'm going, just look at the top right corner. I'm just cruising mildly here, and it gives you the speed. So I'm around 90 kilometers an hour. Nothing exciting. I'll bring it down. Lots of wires around this road, so I have to be careful for that. Just come down. You see them over on the right. Let's get away from them and go this way. All right. Now I did see people out here ice fishing earlier. You can, oh, there's one guy right there. Now if I fly over him, he's going to get quite upset because he probably came out to have a relaxing morning, so I am going to stay away from him. Come back this way. This is all ice. It's going to melt.
Telemetry lost.
And coming back.
Telemetry recovered.
When I go low like that, the telemetry goes out because it can't get a good signal. So you got to stay way up in the air. So it looks like in no time at all, we're going to have all this stuff melted and we'll be right into summertime, which would be great, great, great flying. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Oh, better go down. Watch out for that. This is a very smooth flying quad and I'll just aim it this way. Just show you some simple stuff. Do nice slow turns. It's very good for acro for the size of it. Look at that. That was a nice slow forward roll and it didn't even lose any height. It's really, really good. It does look quite beautiful out here. So my timer is long elapsed. I'm still flying. I'm looking at the voltage in the bottom left. I can see it. It's still acceptable for my standards. So I'm okay to fly at this voltage. But I guess I should bring it in for a landing. Coming back to me, and I'm going to go on a different angle this way. Go through here, miss that. Come around here. There I am there. Coming from this side. And we'll put it down. All right, so that was the end of that flight. What you hear now is the beeper. That's a finder beeper in case you crash and your battery's disconnected. See, I've disconnected the battery. This beeper will go off for quite some time. It's got a little red light on it. It's quite loud, so you can find your drone. And to turn it off, there's a little button on the side. You just press it. There we go. So I'm impressed. It's always so smooth flying this thing. And it's a beautiful morning out here to fly today. Except, as I mentioned, I was a little worried with not having GPS rescue to take it away out over the water in case I lost some sort of connection. It just wouldn't know where to come back. It might head in the wrong direction. Then I have, I got nothing. Now, if you want to know all the great details about this and see it flying many different ways with different cameras and stuff like that, go watch my initial review of the analog version. It's identical, except this has got the DJI 3 system. And I think even in that one, yeah, that one there had Crossfire in it too. So I've got Crossfire in this, same idea. And yeah, it's awesome. If this is one of those drones, I can tell you right now, if you buy this, there's no way on this planet you would be disappointed with this purchase. It is such a smooth flying, awesome drone that does pretty much everything, and to have it in your back pocket is pretty good. The only thing you have to know is that it's large, and being this large, it's kind of scary around humans, so don't fly too close to humans with this thing. And obviously it's a way over 250 grams, but other than that, it's awesome. And I just realized before I fly this again, I didn't check how much voltage was remaining in this battery. So this is the battery that was on it. For that first flight you just saw, I probably edited the video to make the flight look shorter so that I left out all the boring moments when I had no talking and it was just straight flying. So it might have seemed like a short flight, but for me it was pretty long. And it says right now the battery is at 22.9 and there's 13% remaining. I don't know if you can see that in there. So That's a little low. I don't think I would want to go down to 13. 15% is usually pretty good. So I guess whatever flight time I was doing, I will put here because I can go back and look at the start of the video to the end of the video, how long it was. And that was my flight time, and using this 1800 milliamp hour LiPo battery. All right, let's go fly again. Now I'm at a different location, and I'm gonna take my little Rekon 7 Pro sitting over there for a flight, but I wanna chase something. So over here we have Jedi Steve, and he's got the Kingfisher. Yay!
Yeah, get ready.
All right, Steve, are you excited to fly this?
Oh, I'm excited.
He's excited. He's got skis on it, so just like everybody who gets the Kingfisher, put the skis on it, and you'll have a blast. So I'm gonna chase this with my little Rekon 7 Pro.
It's good to me.
All right, so Steve has already taken off. I'm gonna let this get the satellites for a bit, and then I'll go chase Steve. Okay, I see you going by. I'm gonna come up in a second.
Armed.
Here we go. There you are down there. I don't want to smash into you because this thing moves really fast and it weighs a lot. There we go. I gotta slow down.
Do you know if I need to go faster, slower, or whatever?
Go faster, as fast as you can.
Fast as I can?
Yeah, go faster. I'll tell you to slow down after. This beast wants to rock and roll. That's a good speed, good speed. All right, so here we are chasing Steve's little Kingfisher. Beautiful colors. This is the Kingfisher you can put FPV in, and Steve's gonna put an FPV camera in it as well. And yeah, he's flying around on a winter's day. Well, soon to be spring, as soon as all the snow goes away. And then summer. And then there'll be grass, green grass below us all. But for now, no problem flying, chasing him with the Rekon 7 Pro. I'm about 40% throttle. I've got to slow down an awful lot so I don't hit him. Because if I do hit him, well, he's going to turn into confetti for some party. But yeah, we don't want that to happen. 7-inch props into a foam plane will just destroy the plane. I'm going to just zoom by Steve and let him fly. See you, Steve, I'm gonna fly. He's coming at me. All right, Steve, go fly. I'm gonna just cruise around. Coming back over to where I am. You can see Steve down there. And I'm over here. This thing is so fast. So this is obviously a drone to fly around and explore your area, you know, from above or low to the ground. If I had mountains around here, well, then I would be flying around the mountains and cruising around and checking stuff out, because it is long range and it will go quite far, especially with the crossfire signal on here, diversity receiver, and the DJI goggles are going to give you an awful lot of range for video signal coming back as well. All right, so you're back to me now. Say you buy this quad because you're going to fly at long range, and you're saying, I'm not going to put a camera on top. I'm going to use this very expensive DJI 3 camera in front to record all my 4K 60 frames per second footage. Well, you can, and it's going to look phenomenal. However, I have to tell you the following. When you set up your camera in your goggles, because you set everything up in the goggles, when you set it up to record, do not select wide field of view. If you make that mistake, as I did in the video I'm about to show you, and you select wide field of view, it will also film the very top corners of the frame of the quad. Yep. And not only that, you see this diversity antenna that sticks out? It's going to film that as well. Here, check this out. So what you're seeing right now is the video coming from the GoPro Hero 11. Now I'm going to switch over to the DJI 3 camera. See what I mean? So now you're saying, how do I fix that? Pretty easy. Just select normal field of view, linear, whatever, and then take this diversity antenna and put it like this so that it, get out of there, you. Put it like that so it's not in front of the camera and you'll be fine. All right, next thing I want to show you with this baby is what comes in the box in case you buy it. So check this out. This is the box your Rekon 7 Pro comes in. Opening the box, we'll find our drone and accessories. Now this is a very large drone and it's designed to lift quite a bit of weight, so for that reason it's made out of very thick carbon fiber. This new version has the very expensive DJI 3 camera and air unit. One of the great features of the Rekon 7 Pro is the crossfire diversity antenna. So you have one at the front and you can angle it for more range, and you also have one at the back. The F722 flight controller is tuned extremely well. Flights are very smooth. As well, the M80 Pro GPS on the rear is designed to acquire satellites quickly as long as it has a clear view of the sky. Information concerning the flight controller and the GPS is included in the box. The powerful brushless motors are 1250 kV. The included battery connector is an XT60, so all the batteries you buy, make sure they have an XT60 battery connector. 2 sets of 7-inch props are included. You have the foldable props and you have the standard props. In addition, you have all the hardware to mount the props. If you wish to add an external camera, a securing bolt is included. For large batteries, an additional battery strap is included. And finally, you receive a propeller direction card and stickers. Total weight of the drone without a battery is 586 grams. Now some of you might be saying, hey, you know what, you flew this with Crossfire and you're going on about the Crossfire diversity receiver, but I don't have a Crossfire module and I don't want to buy one. No problem, you can order it with ELRS. You can get ELRS receiver, so if you already have a radio that's ELRS, you can get it with ELRS. And you can get ELRS in the digital version and the analog version. And that's also true for Crossfire. You can get Crossfire in digital and analog. And you can also get the plug and play version. Plug and play means you want to add your own receiver, or you want to use, where is it back here? You want to use the DJI controller and fly it that way. So my final thoughts on the Rekon 7 Pro long range are the following. I love it. It's one of my top favorite FPV drones. When I have to pick an FPV drone to chase planes or to go out and fly and have some fun, this is one of the drones that always goes in my box. I used to always fly the analog version with my Fat Shark goggles. I never complained about the analog because I never flew it very far away, because analog doesn't go as far away. But now that I have the digital version, I can fly farther away. However, I only fly with the little 1800 milliamp hour LiPo battery, and you saw in this video I get 6 minutes of flight time. So that means the distance I can pretty much go with a battery like this is 3 minutes out in one direction and then turn around for 3 minutes coming back to be safe. This thing flies so fast that in 3 minutes you can cover an awful lot of ground. So there's not much more I can say other than it's a really good quad, and anybody who gets this, I don't think you could have a bad thing to say about it. It is so good. And some people have bought the analog version and then later on, after flying it for a long time, they just went and bought the digital system and stuck it in. But anyways, I'm going to put links to this product below, which are down here someplace, the links, and go check it out and see if the analog version or the digital version is for you. And I will put my link to my analog review below, because in the analog review, I stick all different types of cameras up top and try different things, and you'll see it's a very versatile quad. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you in a future video with many more reviews of products. Until then, I say bye.